Golden Eaglets of Nigeria make a lot of Nigerians proud as they were able to win their game 3-1 against Cote d'Ivoire Junior Elephant over there in Cape Coast, Ghana. What a way to go for the under-17 team. Welcoming you on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. We just have to appreciate the fact that the young lads did well as they were able to defeat the Junior Elephant, taking their own revenge. At least it was a revenge against that particular squad, because in Togo, they were the one that dislodged Nigeria, and it was at least a good outing for Coach Nduka Ugbade and his boys as they were able to defeat Junior Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire. What a way, right now, a lot of Nigerians are very happy for the fact that Golden Eaglets were able to qualify for the competition final and also qualify for the Africa Cup of Nations under 17. Congratulations to the entire team for what they did, and not forgetting the star boy of that game, talking about Emmanuel Michael, who actually scored 2 goals. Emmanuel Michael did so well, scoring 2 goals in that particular game, and right now he has won 3 man of the match in this competition so far. Emmanuel Michael has been fantastic, and the fact that the entire squad have actually come together to achieve is a real big feat for that squad. Welcome you once again on the show. Joining me to talk sport is Ikena Okonkwo. Good to have you, Ikena.
Thank you, many thanks.
Good one. At least that smile shows that you're happy that Nigeria actually won that game.
No, it can never be less than this, because these Golden Eaglets, they are looking like they want to do what happened.
The Flying Eagles did.
No, not Flying Eagles, no. I'm talking about what happened in 2013 and 2015, and that produced the likes of the time that the likes of Taiwo Awoni, Kelechi Iheanacho, Osimhen 2015 came up. You know, this is how it just started. Like you mentioned, Emmanuel. Who knows? Maybe the next Kelechi or Osimhen is on the way. It's only for those that are concerned to maintain and make sure that whatever happens at this level is sustained at the elite level.
That's Emmanuel Michael there, the man of the match after winning it again. Well, he has really done well for himself. A very good player, very versatile. He can play as a midfielder and also as a defender. He did so well yesterday in that game against Cote d'Ivoire Junior Elephants, scoring 2 goals, a brace there, and it was a fantastic free kick from Emmanuel. Well, we're waiting to see what they'll be doing in the final as they'll be facing Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso peeped Ghana, the host nation, by a long goal, and now they'll be facing Nigeria in the finals of the WAFUB Under-17 Championship. Good one for the fact that the boys have been able to adapt by the rules and regulations given to them by Coach Nduka Ugbade, and he hopes to do more well as he actually spoke to press after the game. Let's have the post-match conference of Coach Nduka Ugbade.
Fatigue. In every match, 90 minutes calls for a lot of fatigue when the pressure is so much. In a match like this, that is not a finals, but it's a finals before the finals. Why? Because for all we know, it's a crossover match to qualify for Algeria. It's been interesting so far, but like I said, that they're losing a lot of passes. This will have to improve on, and at the end of the day, we think before Algeria we will get a lot better. Why? Because some of the things that I was expecting from the players hasn't been, to the best of my knowledge, carried out specifically. If it will work, then I think that the goals will be more than this. But you can see yourself watching from the match that they're making a lot of mistakes in passes. And this we have to improve, and it's a direct result of us not starting on time at home. So to this extent, I am very, very happy for the job that they have done so far, getting to this point and managing to win the matches. Then above all, that my guy here seated, Emmanuel, Michael has been able to win the best players in three of the matches. Wonderful.
A good one there. Emmanuel, well, right now has been voted man of the match in 3 matches. But actually, I want to pick out 2 things he said there concerning the boys. I actually saw that game, and by the time Cote d'Ivoire were reduced to 10 boys, the Golden Eaglets actually lost focus, giving more chances to Cote d'Ivoire junior team, who they almost scored. We were saved by grace. And now you look at the fact that he also mentioned that the boys, they need to pass the ball most of the time. They need to be more cohesive. They need to work together as a team, according to the coach there. That shows that really he's working on the team almost each match as they play. As they play their games, he keeps working on them. And you know, these boys are very young, but at least they're getting it better match by match. And hopefully, by the time they get to the final, they'll be able to dislodge Burkina Faso.
Yeah, I want to believe, I want to also put on record that this crop of technical crew of the Golden Eaglets led by Ndukubwa, they are miracle workers. Why do I say so? They started screening, not even training, about a month and a week to this tournament. Screen of players that came from different academies, those that didn't even probably play football before. You know, the guys that are around 14, 15 years, you know, that's normal age, you know, brackets for this particular tournament, under 17 they call it. So at this level, I mean, these are amateur players, you want to say. The reality of the fact is that they are amateur players. They are being taught how to do things from cradle, how to pass ball, how to, you know, intercept, all of those things. Now, teaching them after the screening that took about a week plus, almost 2 weeks, let's say a week plus, take it away from about 5 weeks. Let's say they only had a month or even 3 weeks
To train
or to prepare. Under normal circumstance, there is no reason why they should be performing these wonders. There was no reason.
Because he actually mentioned that even though those passes or those the performance he's actually expecting was due to the fact that they did not start early
At
from
all.
home.
Under normal circumstances, they're supposed to, you know, do all of this. The list should be around 3 months. They're supposed to be in camp training, say, about 3 months before this tournament started.
Now, taking you on this particular topic, we knew, let me use we, the NFF or whatever body, people in charge knew what happened, that we don't always just do the right thing at the right time. We knew we were going for Wafu B under 17. The same thing happened to the under 21.
Under 20, actually.
Under 20 rather. The same thing happened to the under 20. We left how many weeks to the competition?
Under 20 even had more time than them. Yeah? I follow all of this. I don't just listen. I mean, I see what happens. So under 20 even had more time. Even when they are supposed to have more time. Because as an under 20 player, you are expected to have passed this level. So some of these rudiments of how to play this, how to do that in the field of play, you are supposed to have got the basics. It's just like building on what you've known. You know, trying to do formation and tactics and all of that of play. But these guys, I mean, look at it. And I even wonder why it should be so. Because sometimes, about 4 years or so ago, the NFF came to announce that at this level, they are not ready to pay the players' allowances and all of that. So why do you need to keep them till the late moment, like, you know, the normal, you know, harakiri style of doing things that we are used to? Why? You're not paying them, under the mask, just to probably put them in the hotel, or not. You must not even put them in the hotel. There is high performance center in the stadium, free of charge there. It's owned by the government. It's provided with bed and all. So it's just for them to be there. You don't even need to make any expenses. Just come out, they go to Go Project, or maybe practice pitch at the main bowl of the Marshall National Stadium, and they train. Even if you want to start 6 months ahead, I mean, why not?
Just imagine if these boys have been together for the past 4 or 5 months.
I mean,
6 months.
They could be scoring like 10 goals. And all of
Yes,
this.
that's what Mbade just said, that they could have been scoring so many goals.
You understand? So I don't know what the Getting crew have been able to do.
That the boys they've been able to perform.
Because most of these other countries they are facing would have done the right thing. Because, I mean, when it comes to Africa football and all, we have the greatest talent, always. The challenge we have always had is management, it's administration. They are busy politicking for who will become the next president of NFF. They are busy trying to push people to go and put court whatever issues. And then when it's obvious that it's going to be withdrawn, this morning we had that the same NFF, they are writing to FIFA to extend the election time and all of that.
You move ahead of me.
They are busy with things that are not, that don't matter to an average I mean, player who is the major actor for this particular game, sport, as a matter of fact. So the player is supposed to be the one enjoying the most of the time, the most of the money, the most of the arrangements. But the reverse is the case. The administrators are the ones enjoying all of the things that the players should enjoy. So I don't understand.
Okay, just taking on what you said, that news came out while we're looking at the fact that the ex-parte order banning issue of Congress, now that it will be removed on Thursday, according to the Congress members who agree with the Players Union, that will be done to allow Congress to hold the election proper in September. And looking at what comes from the Federal Minister of Youth and Sport concerning holding the election. But as at this morning, news are flying around that NFF are rating FIFA that for tenure elongation for the election not to hold. All this, come on, that shows that really all this while it was just deceit. When he said he's not contesting, he said that he's not contesting anymore. So why writing to FIFA now that the Congress member that actually take the matter to court and say, okay, we don't want it anymore, we are going to remove it, we are going to the court to settle the case, then so that we can conduct Congress. And then this morning, news are flying around that they've written FIFA, and we are waiting to see what will FIFA actually back this.
You know, all of the things that happen in football. I don't want to use the word that is too extreme, but what happens in football normally, you know, from FIFA to CAF, then NFF, they have a way of making themselves, you know, fixing themselves in a clique. You understand? I mean, if not. Recently, that Blatter and all of these other people were, are facing, court issues and all. The whole of the things that happened with bidding of World Cup, host right, and all of that, nobody will know the truth. They put themselves in a clique. They do whatever they do in like a secret, place. I don't want to use the word called actually, but that's what it represents most of the times. You can't come clean and do what you need to do. Why must you, want to fix yourself in a place, even when you are not making any meaningful impact? Why? This country, just like we have talents that could give us results on the field of play, we have also greater talents that will administer our football and give us better performance
than what we have now.
Off the pitch and on the pitch, as a matter of fact. But we have a bunch of persons who all they live for, all they die for is to enrich themselves. None of them has a football club, not even an academy where players will be developed. All they want is let these players play in an empty stomach most of the times. They find a way to give all the excuses why the allowances will not come as at when due. And they will not provide the enabling environment which is required for them to excel.
Okay, now before we continue on this matter, even though we're talking about golden eaglets, one way or the other is interwoven. It just came out that NFF has written to FIFA concerning trying to see how they can add more time to their time on that particular case. Elections are supposed to come out by September, and the Congress members and the plaintiffs who actually took the ex-parte order where the issue of actually delaying the Congress from holding, they said they will be withdrawing it. That was where they had a press conference. Let's listen to what they said in that press briefing.
It's a communique issued at the end of a joint meeting between concerned Congress members of the Nigerian Football Federation and Professional Football Players Association of Nigeria, Professional Football Association Nigeria, Project 2022 Task Force at Reno Hotel, Abuja, on Monday, 20th June 2022. Resulting from the delay in convening the 2021 Nigerian Football Federation Annual General Assembly, which the Executive Committee of the Nigerian Football Federation attributed to the interim order of injunction given by the Federal High Courts in Bayelsa. Well, this is a family affair. And we wouldn't say we're docile, but of course, we've been here and making sure that we give every support to those that were put in positions to pilot our affairs. And again, when we find out that they have a problem, it's our position to come in to help solving the problem. And that's exactly what we're doing now. Because I think they have a problem, because we can't move forward. We cannot hold our usual annual general assembly or any meeting or in whatever guise that it may be at any time. And so we found out that they are kind of in a situation where they need help. And that's what we're here to do. We're now trying to help them to removing that impediment so that we can now pave way for these meetings to hold.
As we are aware, we have 5 statutory bodies that makes up the Federation. And it is very clear in the statutes that those 5 bodies are of equal status. And any of those bodies can make a proposition for the amendment of the statutes, provided that the due process is followed. So what the Players Union did is not something that is unusual. We just wanted some aspects of the statutes to be amended, and we followed the due process. Irresponsible leadership will not degenerate to where it is. The most important member that makes up the Federation is saying, look, we are not very okay with this. We need some of these amendments. Irresponsible leadership will immediately look into the possibilities of trying to get it resolved. So they took the initiative, to get it done, and we've resolved here today that we are going to get that matter out of court. You need to also know that the federal government today also issued a directive through the minister that the representation should be fair and that the necessary changes that needs to be done for the Federation to run smoothly should be done. That statement is out. That's directly from the President. So it's in line with why we are all gathered here today. So the issue has been resolved, and the federal government also has backed the resolution we've taken here today.
Now, after that resolution was backed, and you look at just today, NFF writing FIFA for tenure elongation because of the fact that they are citing issue that is in court. Meanwhile, these guys agree that they will be striking it out from court. Very contradictory, and it shows that really all this while, the court injunction is an opportunity for the NFF Executive Committee to continue to be in power, right? And that's what they are looking for now, because they are using that to hold everyone down, that, okay, there is court injunction, we won't be able to hold the election. Meanwhile, the guys are telling to the Masgula and saying, we don't want anymore, we will remove it, we'll get the case out of court. This is just too disheartening. That shows that really, if you really care about Nigerian football development, you wouldn't do this.
It's a whole lot.
Your tenure expires September. Why are you asking for FIFA's elongation of tenure after the court injunction will be struck tomorrow, Thursday?
It's a whole lot of funny front and back thing. It shows that their hand is in the court wherever. You understand? Because the federal government has been able to, intervene, which is a normal thing. If the federal government is meant to intervene at any point in time, financially and otherwise, some of them are already sponsoring some whatever write-up to mean that the federal government is interfering.
Well, who is paying the bill? It's not the federal government.
And the person that pays the bill should be able to dictate it too.
Like one of the guests that was here said, is high time FIFA should also sit down and see how they can, because federations that are actually sponsoring football, sponsoring sport, they don't have a say. You keep saying they are interfering. When things go wrong, then let the NFF, let them do it that by themselves. Let them fund the Eaglets, let them fund the Golden Eaglets without the federal government.
You understand?
It can work.
It's very funny the way things are happening, and some individuals are lashing, into all of these intrigues to either defraud the country or, want to paint the country black. And just because of personal interest or aggrandizement here and there. It shouldn't be under normal circumstances. If we say we're Nigerians, we should be patriotic, and then our allegiance first should be to our country, not to certain organization, international organization, so to say. Nobody takes it away from FIFA. They are doing what they need to do, and even CAF. But the people here are the ones that connive, conjure, strategize the way they will use all of these bodies to work against our interests as a country.
It's so painful how we don't actually do things in Nigeria. We just have to get it right. Let's wait to see what FIFA will be doing. Will FIFA be supporting that elongation of tenure, or they will be say, okay, let the election hold? After all, the court's injunction, if you strike out, there's no point using that one against Nigeria. We wait to see what's going to be happening. And quickly, before we go, let's just run through some transfer stories where we had a German Regionalliga West club, South Australian, appoints Olise as a new coach. Olise is joining them as a new coach. He has been with Fortuna Sittard in Netherlands, and also he has done it with Belgium. Now he's with the German 4th-tier team, Serve Stralen. Good one for Olise. At least let him go and enjoy some football in Germany.
I hope he will bend down and do the work. Most times he has a job to do. He will prefer to do more of talking than doing the job. So I wish him well this time, and hoping that he'll be able to, calm down, based on the experience he has had in the past. He needs to know that when he has played the football, he has played at the highest level. He's been outside this country for years now. So he should know. He is also part of the analyst sometimes, the times he didn't have a job, so to say. And I expect him to deploy every arsenal within his disposal to make this work this time.
Okay, while we are talking about Sunday Olise, another stars of football, talking about Carlos Tevez, has been appointed as a coach of Rosario Central over there in Argentina. Good one for Carlos Tevez. Tevez right now, at least will be with them for the next 1 year. That will be the story that we'll be wrapping up with. Carlos Tevez joins Argentine club Rosario Central as coach in a year deal. Good one. At least let's see what Tevez will be offering that club.
Exactly. He's also a legend in the game. And,
good one there.
He would need to deploy his experience.
Let's see what Tevez will be offering Rosario Central as they will be getting him to be their coach for the next 1 year. Congrats to Tevez and congrats to Sunday Olise, and hopefully Nigerian football will move forward after all this dust that is being raised concerning Nigerian football. Well, that's it on 360 Sport with Ikena Okonkwo. Thank you very much on the show.
Thank you, Adeni, always.
Good morning there. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.